Imagine this. You're standing on the edge of a vast, ancient forest. The trees are ancient, their roots deep within the earth, intertwining with the very bones of the world. They whisper secrets of millennia past, secrets you've always known, but could never quite grasp. You feel it, the pull of something greater than yourself, a force beyond your individual experience. But what is it? What is it that draws you into this eternal dance of life, guiding you towards something deeper? Carl Jung, the great Swiss psychologist, described this very pull as the collective unconscious, a hidden world beneath the surface of your everyday consciousness. It is the shared psychological inheritance of all humanity, a vast ocean of memories, archetypes, and symbols buried in the depths of your being. But here's the catch: you don't remember it. No one remembers it. You only sense it fleetingly, like a shadow moving just beyond your reach. The collective unconscious is not just a theory. It is an undeniable truth woven into the very fabric of your soul. For every woman, there are patterns, universal, timeless patterns, that pulse through the collective psyche, and each one of these patterns holds the keys to your potential. These patterns are archetypes, ancient blueprints of humanity's deepest desires, fears, and drives. The mother, the warrior, the sage, the lover. These are not mere roles. They are primal forces within you, waiting to be activated, waiting for you to awaken to their power. But how many women today are truly aware of this? How many are lost in the superficial dance of external validation, chasing after fleeting desires that only feed the ego, never touching the depths of the self? These women are like wandering spirits, disconnected from their ancestral wisdom, lost in a fog of modern distractions. The collective unconscious offers you a path, a way to reconnect with your true self. That part of you that lies beneath the ego, beneath the roles you've been taught to play. But Carl Jung called this the shadow, the aspects of your perso. Those parts of you, the parts society has labeled as bad or unacceptable, are the very things you need to reclaim. To deny your shadow is to deny your wholeness. To embrace it, however, is to step into your true power. Imagine, just for a moment, the woman you could become if you accepted but before you can embrace the shadow, you must first begin the journey. The process archetypes that have always been there, waiting for you. The warrior within you, her strength, her courage, her unwavering determination, has been sleeping, but she is not gone. She has been waiting for you to awaken her. The lover within you, her sensuality, her passion, her deep connection to life and all that is beautiful, has been buried, but she is not lost. She is calling to you. The mother, the sage, the queen, they are all within you, existing in perfect harmony, waiting to be embodied. But how can you begin? How can you tap into these primordial forces? It starts with the small, quiet moments, the times when you are alone, when the noise of the world fades away, and you are left with nothing but yourself. In these moments, you can begin to hear the whispers of the collective unconscious. The archetypes do not speak in words, but in symbols, in images, in feelings. They come to you in your dreams, in your desires, in your moments of stillness. But it takes awareness, deep awareness. This is where shadow work becomes crucial. To look within, to confront your deepest fears, and to challenge the narratives that have been handed to you. Are you afraid of your power? Are you afraid of your anger, your sensuality, your needs? What have you been hiding from yourself? And why? The truth is, until you face these questions, you will remain trapped in the same cycle of external validation. Constantly seeking approval from others, seeking fulfillment in things that will never satisfy you, The archetypes are not something you can possess. They are forces that possess you. They are the currents of the river of life. And when you align yourself with them, you are no longer merely drifting. You are steering the ship. So, what if you chose differently? What if you chose to dive into your depths, to confront the parts of yourself that have been denied and rejected? What if you embraced the fullness of who you are, including your shadow, and allowed the archetypes to guide you toward your highest potential? You would become unstoppable. You would become the woman who no longer seeks approval, who no longer chases validation. You would become the woman who chooses, the woman who stands in her power, who claims her worth and doesn't apologize for it. As you begin to understand the collective unconscious, you'll start to see the deep, ancient roots that bind you to all of humanity. Imagine for a moment that every thought, every fear, every dream you've ever had is not just your own, but is woven into the tapestry of every person who has ever lived. You are not an isolated being. You are connected to the millions of women who came before you, and their stories, their struggles, their triumphs flow through your veins. The archetypes are not confined to distant pasts. They are living, breathing energies that pulse in your every action, every decision, and every emotion. What does this mean for you? It means that within you lies the power of generations. The anima, the feminine energy, is alive within you, a force that is both creative and destructive, tender and fierce. She represents the unconscious feminine traits that, when embraced, elevate you to new heights. She is the muse, the guide, the voice of intuition that speaks softly in your heart when you feel lost. Yet, how many women have ignored her voice, pushed her aside in favor of more rational pursuits? The anima is not to be reasoned with. She is to be felt, to be trusted, and in doing so, she reveals pathways to empowerment and fulfillment. But the anima, like all archetypes, does not appear in a vacuum. She is counterbalanced by the animus, the masculine aspect within every woman. While the anima connects you to your emotional and intuitive self, the animus serves as the guide to rational thinking, action, and clarity. The animus is the inner warrior who helps you stand strong, speak with conviction, and act decisively. To suppress him is to deny a vital part of yourself. Too often, women are encouraged to downplay their rationality, their strength, their assertiveness. This leads to a fragmentation of the self, an imbalance that can make you feel incomplete. These archetypes, these energies within you, are not the domain of one gender or another. They are the universal forces that exist in each of us. They don't care about your external identity, your role, your social status. They are the core of your being, whispering through every moment of your life. When you tap into them, when you acknowledge their existence and allow them to guide you, you are no longer playing by someone else's rules. You are living in alignment with your truest nature. But there's a catch. To live in alignment with your archetypes is to embrace the unknown, to venture into the depths of your soul and confront the parts of yourself that have been hidden for too long. The shadow is not just the dark parts of your psyche that you fear. It is also the untapped potential within you that you refuse to acknowledge. How often have you felt that pull, that nagging feeling that there is more to you than what you allow the world to see? That is the voice of your shadow, begging you to step into the fullness of your being. When you begin to dive into the shadow, something remarkable happens. You begin to understand the layers of pain, the patterns of behavior, the conditioning that have been passed down to you by your ancestors, by your culture, and by your own experiences. You begin to see that the beliefs and behaviors you've carried with you are not really yours at all. They are the projections of society's expectations and limitations. Projection is one of the most dangerous traps we can fall into. It is the unconscious tendency to project our own unresolved issues onto others, to see in them the traits that we cannot accept within ourselves. When you project your anger onto someone else, or your insecurity, or your need for approval, you are giving away your power. You are seeing yourself through the distorted lens of your own fear. But here's the breakthrough. When you realize that projection is a defense mechanism, a way to avoid confronting your own shadows, you can begin to reclaim that power. You stop blaming others for how you feel, and you take ownership of your own emotions, your desires, your fears. You stop giving your energy away to external forces and start channeling it inward. This is empowerment in its truest form. It's not about manipulating others. It's about manipulating your own thoughts and actions to create the reality you want. It is the reclamation of your inner sovereignty. In this reclamation, you begin the process of individuation. Individuation is the journey toward wholeness, where you integrate all aspects of yourself: the conscious, the unconscious, the masculine, the feminine, the light, and the dark. It's about becoming whole, not perfect. It's about accepting yourself as you are, with all your flaws, all your contradictions, and all your untapped potential. As you embark on this journey, you no longer seek external validation. You no longer seek to be seen, because you already see yourself in all your magnificence. And this is where true freedom lies. The woman who is whole, who knows her worth, doesn't need to chase. She does not chase love. She does not chase success. She chooses. She chooses what aligns with her soul. She chooses what nurtures her inner peace. She chooses what strengthens her mind and body. And above all, she chooses herself. You have within you the power to create your own reality. You have the tools to align with your deepest, most authentic self. The archetypes of the collective unconscious are not just abstract ideas. They are forces that shape your life, your relationships, your purpose. And when you embrace them, when you allow them to flow through you, you become unstoppable. The woman who knows her worth doesn't chase. She chooses.